Steve, it's 3 or 4 weeks since we caught up at the start of pre-season. We're a few weeks later on. How's it going for the boys?
It's real hard work for the boys, in fairness, but we've seen real good improvements in around some of the skills they develop and also the conditioning. I think it's been a real good focus for us, and the boys are fronting up every day. It's a tough working week for them, but it's something they really responding to, thriving on, and it's just really exciting. And obviously we've got a more of a batch of boys coming back the 21st of July, so the squad is getting more competitive as the summer goes along.
When you talk with the boys coming back on the 21st, does that give an edge to this group who are currently here because they know that they've got this period of time to really make a big impression before the senior internationals return?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's give them a good bedding in period. We've gone back to school on some things, the basics, making sure the boys get up to speed and they settle in really quickly. But I think also now they sense that there's something else coming their way, and like the squad is growing, getting bigger with some of the new faces we brought in, and also the re-signings we've made, which is super exciting for us. But it's the realisation now that come first round of pre-season games, there will be probably a cut, boys going back to B group, so nobody wants to be pushed back that way. They all want to be in the A environment.
You've touched on the new sign-ins. How are they all settling in? They're all in now. Are they all feeling comfortable and part of the group?
Yeah, Martin arrived last night, so he's been in training this morning. So yeah, Ranier has done a week's training, so he's settling in nice. And we've had Gareth Thomas and those guys who have been in from the start. They're really starting to impress and showing what they can do. Ranier, even though he's a young man, he's under the radar type of signing, which in the current climate we have to do. We have to do a research and try and get something that no one's quite heard of properly yet. So, but we feel we've made another good signing, just to back up some of the under radar signings we made last year in Isaiah, the two Canadians. So it's something that we feel pretty confident in around the boys we brought in.
How important is that to the future of the Ospreys, being able to identify these players who are under the radar? How much work goes into identifying the right players?
Look, obviously there's relationships with agents and then you've got the amount of work that goes into it. The boys trawling through footage, making sure that they are the right type of player that we want to fit out of the way we want to play. But more importantly is trying to bring the right characters in, making sure they all ultimately want to represent the Osprey badge when they go and play. They're all thriving for us to get bigger and better, and challenging the person next to them, making sure they give everything they've got to represent the Ospreys in the right manner, whether it be out on children's activities or whether it's every day they're training. But we feel we've got some real good characters coming through, and some of the people may not have heard of the guys, or may think, they haven't been around for a bit of time, but we feel we've got the right characters coming back to the Ospreys, and we've got a whole host of characters like senior guys, Alan Wynne, Biggs, Bish, who are really, Bish in particular, stepping up to the plate at the minute. It's really exciting. And then we've got the batch of 20s come back. Nicky Smith, you've seen what he could do at the end of last season. Scott Otten, Mark Thomas, Gareth Thomas. There's a whole host of young kids coming through as well.
Just backtracking a little bit, you mentioned Martin Roberts and his sign-in. He's a player you know very well. I think when he made his first start for the Ospreys, you were in the back row just in front of him, so it shows that there's a long relationship there. And what do you think he's going to bring to the team?
Look, he's got a great pass, he understands the game, he's got a personality that will drive the forwards where they need to be, and also it's good competition for Abbas, Webby and Martin. It's a blank slate. They're slightly different types of nines. Martin won't sort of come into the group and be in his shell. He's going to come, he's going to ask questions, he's going to really try and push the group forward, and there's going to be a real challenge. And obviously Welsh qualified players are really important for us.
We've talked considerably about the new signings and the 8 new faces for next season, but this summer's also been about re-signings and 16 players who have recommitted to the region, including the British Lions captain Alan Wynne-Jones and a host of young talent. So that's just as important, and also people don't realise it's a use of money, because it all costs more money, and expenditure goes up on the players you've already got. Yeah,
and it's probably double-edged sword. The better your development system are doing, which they are, like continually getting young players through, it'll cost you more, because the closer they get to the senior team, the more they play. Obviously, like you were saying, the more cost it brings. So that comes out of the budget you've got, but it's something that we're really proud of, and we're going to continue to do so. And like I said earlier, just a couple of examples, like with the under-20s, got the whole front row in there, which have come through our system since they sort of 15-16, which is an outstanding achievement. You had Rory Thornton, You got Rodri Hughes, you got Adam Beard, who started pre-season with us, who's doing fantastically well. And for a guy who's just turned 18 to continue to do the things he do in the A group is really exciting for us going forward. And also, like you say, it's bringing, like Sam Lewis now is getting a real senior pro, which is outstanding. And we've got Dan Baker coming through, Abbas, Arno, Dava Wells. It's like I could go on and on with the list, but it's all through a development system, which is something we're really proud of, and it's creating the right characters to come through and represent the Ospreys.
There's a lot of doom and gloom in the media about the state of regional rugby, and we can't speak on behalf of the other three regions, but it's a pretty positive outlook for the Ospreys, you'd say, at this moment in time.
Yeah, definitely. We can only control what is ours. Don't get me wrong, the PA is obviously getting a bit ridiculous in the fact of it's still not sorted, and but I know the Ospreys are fighting and the regions are fighting really hard to get that resolved. But in fairness, our outlook is hopefully it's only going to get better. We've got a great squad of players here. It's only going to get better, and hopefully the PA gets sorted. We'll be able to potentially recruit or put more things into the development arm and right across the business. But it's something that we feel really positive, and we can't wait for the season to start.
And looking at the season, we've got 2 pre-season games against Worcester and Saracens, so there'll be a good test for boys to warm up to Treviso at home. It's good to be starting at the Liberty Stadium for once.
Yeah, it is really nice. Actually, not going to Treviso away. It'd be nice to have a home game, but I think it's the thing that's really positive for me is the fact that we got Worcester and Saracens really tough fixtures in a week, and probably there's competition for places for not only just Treviso for the pre-season games. I know there's a lot of young kids in the depth of our squad, but it's something those younger boys are really starting to stand up and ask questions, and I feel the competition is getting stronger within. Look, there's a little holes in our squad, but we feel in some areas you've got 5 deep, and there's going to be real challenges, and possibly even some people may not feature in the pre-season games that would be desperate for an opportunity. But it's something that I feel that's a reflection on some of the recruitment that's gone on last season and this season, and also the development but continually to produce outstanding young talent for the region.
So in summary, the key message to supporters right now would be stick with us, because this is a team and region that's going places. Yeah,
definitely stick with us, and I think don't underestimate how valuable it is when we go to the stadium and there's extra thousands of people there. It's an amazing experience for these young guys. We want them to experience that, because it does set them up. When we're going away from home, we've obviously got great support, but I think it's something that you can really get behind. There'll be no lack of effort with the boys, and there's some exciting young talent to sort of latch on to and follow through over the next 4, 5, in some cases 8, 9 years, I think.